channel, baby. Casey Knightley here. If you have not been to my channel before, welcome. Got a brand new 2026 ZX4 double R. Not the single the double People be tripping. That's a good thing about this bike, guys. It's got the auto blipper and the quick shifter, so if you're out and about, all you gotta do is just boop, like that. So welcome to the channel, guys. If you've not been here, welcome. I've been doing this for quite some time now. Not on this bike, but on other bikes. Or bike, really. I haven't really recorded my other bikes. But what we're gonna do today is go over the basics of how to ride a motorcycle, clutch control, all that fun stuff. But first we got to get to a solid parking lot to practice these skills, because I'm not doing this out here. People look at me like I'm crazy. But yeah, so road hazard. But yeah, guys, just follow me to, we're probably gonna go to Walmart. We're probably gonna go to a Walmart parking lot, you know, typical goodness. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, no matter where you are. I'm in Midwestern Missouri, which is such a joy. It really hasn't been that bad the past couple days. It's been nice and sunny, but it's been extremely hot. A lot of people have something to say about that. But however, I am one of those ATGAT people, so I've got my gear on because I enjoy having my skin if something happens. I don't need a skin graft. I've got tattoos and stuff I paid good money for, so I'm not really trying to throw that away. Let's see if we can get people to get up to speed here. I just installed, this is an Insta360 Ace Pro 2. See if we can, no, doesn't look like we're gonna get lucky of staying up today. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. So this is why clutch control and brake feathering is so important. And we do our motorcycle stop. Woohoo! See, no legs down, guys, no legs down. This is why it's so important to practice slow speed skills. Yeah, baby! That's what's great about this this ZX4 Double R, man. See, it's so fun, but while you're having fun, you're not having illegal fun, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it can be illegal fun, don't get me wrong. Like, there's that was a county sheriff right there. Hopefully it didn't clock me too hard. I mean, it's 55, I'm going 60, so I think I'm okay. But man, yeah. So when I was shopping for the ZX4, or just a new bike in general, I came from an Indian Challenger. And I decided I want to go back to sport bike life, which is so much better. I'm so glad I switched. Yes, the Challenger was a lot more comfy. However, sport bike life is just a lot more fun. You feel more in tune with the bike itself. You just feel like a part of it. It's cool. But anyway, as I was searching for a new bike, I had my eyes on the ZX4 Double R because I wanted that inline 4-cylinder sound. Y'all remember the movie Holes? If you do, awesome. If you don't, you're probably not old enough. Watched that last night. Man, that movie still hits. That movie still hits. Mr. Sir, man, didn't understand really until you know, my later years. That dude's funny as hell.
Once upon a time, there was a magical place where it never rained. The end.
So this is a nice lesson, y'all. When you're using or going into a construction zone for the highway, just be cautious. And I can't do a high-speed proper merge on the highway because I got a semi blocking my view, of course. want to merge at 35 miles an hour. That's what we needed, just needed to get over. It's crazy. Yeah, it's wild going through these construction zones on Highway 70. If you're from Missouri, you know what I'm talking about. They're redoing basically 20-30 miles of Highway 70. They're moving it from 2 lanes to 3 lanes. And there's a bug in my helmet. I thought it was on the inside or the outside, but it started crawling around on the inside. The fuck? You just got to be careful on these construction zones, especially if you're driving through Warrenton, Wright City, Forestville, Wentzville. They've got this weird big old crack in the center of the highway, and it'll easily, if you're not transferring over at a high enough speed and at a good enough angle, it's going to lock up your tire and you're screwed. So it's good to always know what you're trying to do. Like, look at all this. This is crazy. I've driven over like 4 or 5 different types of concrete. I just hope they do this justice for all the inconveniences causing everybody else. Man, I love that. I love the inline 4 sound, dude. It's wild. A lot of people go, man. I'll tell you what. The semi at least takes a nap on its side every week around here. There's always a semi that rolls over because they're not paying attention. Anyway, I'm within the first 500 miles of this bike, so I asked the guy at the dealer, I was like, do you want me to take it easy on it? He's like, nope, like these should be good to go. Put her through its paces, vary the RPMs and stuff like that. I was like, alright, cool. Like, I haven't been ripping on it, you know, I haven't been, you know, redlining it and shifting a whole bunch of times. But, I mean, I've got it up there. Don't get me wrong. There's always that controversy. Should you do, you know, the 4,000 to 6,000 RPMs and shift? I'd probably say no, because that's not how it's gonna be ridden on the daily. And my biggest thing, when people are riding, I just want people to be safe, man. I see vids of these people cutting up so much. Like, cutting up is okay, but like in traffic like this, it's psychotic. If lane splitting and all that stuff is legal in your state, fine, perfect, whatever. That's your own risk. Even then, it being illegal doesn't mean it's always smart. I prefer to be on this earth for a long time. I've seen people on TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. Yeah, I see these creators that are coming out and rising, and then I find out they died because they ride like shit. Come on, buddy. I gotta get over it. Woohoo! But yeah, doing some fun stuff here and there is fine. It's just, you gotta be smart about it. You can't just be willy-nilly and not thinking about it. I do like this newer overpass, David Hochul, which is such a convenience. Especially if the highway's backed up and you could take this and into the city of Wentzville. Always clear the intersections, y'all, before you decide to ride off, because only takes one person to not stop, and then it's lights out, you know what I'm saying? Which is not good. I don't know if that's water or actual oil. Honestly, she just went that way. But like, oh, come on, man. That is great. That is so fun. That is so awesome, dude. Look at these guys. Look at these youngsters. If you guys didn't see that, I was a little kid on an e-bike. Yeah, so we're gonna go over just a few cool things of how to ride properly, or at least get you started, get you moving. All that other stuff is it's another video. There's a lot of aspects to riding and doing it safely and not being a fucking asshole. Safe can be fun, y'all. Just saying. I've got no problem with having a little bit of fun on a straightaway where you can see that no one's gonna pop out in front of you or anything, but always gotta watch for wildlife, which is important. Give us a stale red. Give us a stale red, baby. Let's go. Stale red. I'm gonna be disappointed. Ooh, no, I'm not. See, it's okay to have a little bit of fun. Damn, dude. I'm always blown away by those houses, bro. Gotta be a doctor, or a lawyer, or something living over there. Nope. That's the thing on these yellow lights. You have to just judge on if it's worth stopping super hard. In most cases, it's not. If you're too far away, sure. Stop. Wonder what they're doing up here. I'll even say the suspension on this bike's really nice. It's not bad for a sports bike. Pothole. Woohoo. You know what? I wonder if we can go just behind Target. That'd be great. C-A-M-P-F-I-R-E. That's how I saw. Back here. See what we can do. Alright, my friends. So, you wanna ride a bike. Perfect. So, I'm gonna go through just the basics right now because I know it's been a kind of a long video already. If you skipped ahead, perfect. Awesome. Let's go through the regular basics. So this is my bike. The 2026 ZX4 RR. You can clown on it, say it's not fast, whatever. I don't give a, you know. Try to keep it family friendly just a little bit. Anyway, so when you're getting on your bike, you want to hold the brake, right? Because if you're in neutral and you're putting pressure on the bike, it's going to roll forward. And if you roll forward, that kickstand is going to go whoop. And your bike is going to go, ah! And you're going to have a really bad day. So I always keep my bike in first gear in park because I don't like it. I don't want it to roll. I don't like it rolling because yeah, I don't want all this coolness to be scratched up. So anyway, swing a leg over, grab your brake, say hello to the FedEx guy. And it's always easier to get your bike up if you hold the brake and turn the wheel, turn the tire and the handlebars this way. It gets more of the weight pushed this way, so it's easier to take it off the kickstand. Once you're up, put the kickstand up, turn her on. So in this case, I'm in first, so I have to pull in the clutch. If you're in neutral, you don't have to pull in the clutch. You just start the bike. There we go. Cool. Now you've got the bike started. If you're in neutral, it'll kind of look like this. That's what's awesome about these Kawasaki's. They have a positive neutral finder, which is awesome. Anyway, now you're in neutral. You can do whatever you want with neutral. You can rev it, all that other stuff. Nothing's gonna happen. Whenever you're wanting to go and be cool on the road, woo, you pull in the clutch. Okay, think of the clutch and the throttle as like a water spigot, right? Let's see if there's one over here. No, there's not. But the little water spigot on the side of your house. You can turn the dial and have the water flow, right? But nothing's gonna happen if you have a garden hose, you know, connected to it until you pull the lever, right? So in this case, the dial of the spigot is this. Nothing's gonna, let me give this example. Once you kick down into first, it's usually you kick down into first while the clutch is pulled in, and then all the rest of them, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is just kicking it up this way with the clutch pulled in. So think of this. The clutch is like the end of your garden hose, right, with the sprayer, and this is the spigot wheel. So you can do all you want, you know, you can rev as long as that nothing's happened yet over here. Nothing, you're not going to go anywhere. Okay, so you need to know that the clutch and the throttle, they're not scary. They're not scary. The bike won't do anything until you tell it to. So when you do, I'll give beginners this tip. If you do lean on the handlebars, sometimes your hand can kind of come down and push that. So just be aware of that as well. Front brake, you know. All right, so when you're wanting to go from a stop, guys, when you're wanting to go from a stop, you're going to explore what's called the friction zone. You probably heard of all over the internet, all over the places you've been already, but the friction zone is the part of your clutch where it meets your gearbox or your transmission, right? So what you want to do, and what you want to try to do at first, is just give it a feel. So like you've got nothing right here, right? You're just resting. Let it out slowly. See, now I'm not even giving it gas or anything, but the bike is going by itself. Awesome. Pull in the clutch. Give it a little bit of brake. Make sure the wheels make sure the wheel is straight. Low speeds. Everyone says front brake is bad. It can be bad. If your tire is not straight and you go on the front brake, it's gonna pull you down. It's gonna feel like a magnet literally pulled your bike to the ground. So just give it a little bit of front brake, right? Just a tad. Just a tad. So anyway, again, here we go. You're gonna let the clutch out just a little bit. Let it do its thing. And this is the exercise you guys want to practice for a little bit. So you've got that, right? And then you're like, oh man, I want to stop now. Just a little bit, just a tad bit of front brake to get you to a stop. Perfect. Now you're like, Casey, I don't wanna, you know, just go back and forth in the friction zone. I wanna do more stuff. You'll get there. You need to understand the friction zone and the clutch first. Alright. So when you're wanting to go and go faster, right? You're wanting to go and go faster. And again, friction zone is not a bad place to be. A lot of bikes nowadays have wet clutches, so being in the friction zone is not going to hurt you as long as you're not really riding it continuously. You know, it has to be a decent amount of time. You're not going to do any harm to it. The oil in the engine goes into the clutch. It's a wet clutch, spins it around, keeps it cool. Anyway, explore that friction zone. Friction zone is not a bad place to be. Now, when you're wanting to take off, right? So I came from an Indian Challenger. I watched a lot of Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle, which is meant for a lot heavier bikes. You go there. He's a good guy to learn from too. But what you can do is preload. You can preload a little bit of throttle when you're waiting, right? Preload is not bad. It's not going to harm you. So, you let out your clutch just a little bit. Watch. You let out your clutch just a little bit until you feel the grabbing point, right? The grabbing point of the friction zone. That's what it is, the bite point. When the bike wants to start to go by itself. You can't just let go of the clutch because it's going to do this. This is what you call a stall. Oh! Uh-oh. Stalled the bike. No big deal. You guys are probably going to do that a lot when you first start riding, which is okay. It's okay. Take a break. If you start, you know, stalling a lot, take a break, give your bike a break, give yourself a break. It's not a speedy, you know, don't race yourself through the process because that's how you get hurt. You got to remember, motorcycling can be dangerous, so just take your time to learn properly. If you learn properly, you'll be fine. Anyway, I digress. Once you feel that bite point, right, you can give it a little bit of throttle. When you give that little bit of throttle, it's going to start taking off. Once you get rolling, your feet come up, you can let the clutch go slowly. Look, no clutch. Now let me do a little U-turn here. Always look where you want to go. And we can start going the other way. So I only really recommend doing the front brake when you're doing your little bite point testing and you've got your feet kind of hanging down. Because then you have your feet to catch you and your front brake to help you out. But when you're going, you need to really utilize that rear brake, which is right there. Front brake should not really be used at slow speeds unless you're doing like that small exercise that I just explained. Anyway, so yeah, just kind of get used to that, right? So get your throttle, and you're off, right? Perfect. Now you're going. You're doing it, buddy. Let's whip around again. We're gonna kind of feather the friction zone, use our rear brake, look where we want to go. Don't want to go too short because I'm trying to kind of stay on the side so we're not blocking traffic. Yeah, stay on the rear brake. Bam. And then you can use your front brake to hold you in place. But yeah, so the basics of that, guys. You're going. You're golden at this time, right? You're in first gear. You're going, and then all it takes, once you're ready to start going and living the butterfly life, because you've now learned how to start on a motorcycle. Don't rush yourself. Don't rush yourself, people. Come on. no one back there. Goody goody. Gonna do our little U-turn. The rear brake. Look where you want to go. Your head is gonna be where you want to go. When you're wanting to shift into a different gear, right? You're gonna speed up, let off the throttle, shift into second, right? I'm gonna go back into first because we're not at that speed, right? So this is how that works. I'm gonna turn that off for a second. So when you're rolling, right, you're in first gear. You're gonna let off the throttle, pull in the clutch, and then kick up into second. Let go of the clutch, then apply the throttle. Then bam. Or if you got an auto blipper like I do, that works too. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, I'm always here in the comments. I'll answer your questions. Follow me on TikTok. But that is the basics, y'all. That's the basics. That's just getting going. Oh, let me do one more thing. When you're coming to a stop at slow speeds, stop sign, right? Let's say you're going. Let's do it this way. Let's say you're going. And you're like coming up, and you're like, oh, stop sign's coming up. You're gonna get on your rear brake, pull in your clutch so you don't stall, but you can also kind of live in the friction zone to kind of keep the power to the rear wheel a little bit. But what you want to do is when you're coming to a stop, you put that rear brake down, but also put your foot down. So like, this is what it's gonna look like. You're riding, you're riding, you're riding. These are my feet right here. You're kind of going on the rear brake a little bit, coming up to the stop. There's the stop sign. Then this goes down as your foot goes down. That's how you make a really good, nice, clean, what I call like a princess stop almost, because you're like, oh, nice little landing. That's the princess stop. And that's what you want to aim for every time. A nice, clean, smooth stop. It really helps out with the weight of the bike because you won't feel it as much, and you'll just kind of like, dink, princess stop. That's what I called it, whatever. That is the basics of how to get going and stopping. I'll go over a safety video at another date, but it is hot as hell outside. So, if you guys want me to do a part 2, I can address some more things if you want. If not, perfect. But yeah, thanks for stopping by my channel. Thanks for learning with me. See y'all another time. Peace out.